welcome to Diana Does It. My name is Diana and it is so good to be back. It's been 6 long months. I missed you guys. I really appreciate you coming back. So thank you for joining me on this video. But if you are new here, this is a lifestyle channel where I attempt to challenge myself in 7 key areas of my life. And if you're like me and you're just trying to figure out this game called life, but you have no clue what to do, then I'm hoping to do the hard work for you so that you can learn from my mistakes. And if you're already an expert, I would love to hear what you've got to say, any tips, tricks, or advice. I'd really appreciate that. But before we go any further, let me just tell you about the last 6 months because they've been kind of unbelievable from my perspective. They have been something. So in that time, I skydived indoors. I also started college this year, which was really, really nice for me. Not so nice though is the fact that I kind of stopped going to church like for months. I lost weight. But I'll explain. I did get rid of my old car and I became financially stable as well, but then I kind of got broke again. But that's a long story. Oh, I had my first big Twitter moment, which may not be big to you guys, but it was huge for me and there's a lot for me to say about that as well. Another really important thing for me is I became a team member of a charity organisation. Love in Action Africa is a charity organisation which focuses on sending children back to school in Africa. And I also gave a speech for that charity, which was one of my first big ones.
I cannot hide my excitement because Love in Action is something that has been growing for many years. What you're seeing today isn't the beginning of Love in Action, it's a continuation of the work and an extension of the passion of the women of Love in Action Africa that have already been working.
So that was really exciting for me. The last 6 months have just been really exciting, but honestly, they're all just a mix of successes and failures. That's just because earlier on this year, I set myself financial goals and health and fitness goals. One of which was to implement the 50-30-20 rule in my finances so that I could become more financially stable, and the other was to gain weight. And as you know, the 50-30-20 rule is just when you get paid, you automatically put 50% of all your money that you get paid into your essential spending. That's your bills, anything that's absolutely necessary within your living. 30% of your spending goes to your personal items, things that you just don't really need but want. Your gym memberships, your shopping trips, and then your 20% goes to your savings. Although I didn't get to vlog this for you guys, I did manage to implement the 50-30-20 rule. And it worked. I managed to save up enough money to be able to get rid of my old car, which I actually made an entire music video for out of love, and I'm gonna post it on my Instagram, and you guys should just follow me so you can see it. So in terms of the actual in-depth review of the 50-30-20 rule, I'm actually going to make an entirely separate video for that because there's like so much more to it. But basically it just for me created really distinct lines for spending, and it worked really well until I was just like this with my money. Yeah, threw all the principles out of the window, and for like a whole bunch of different reasons it just ended up not working because of a lack of organization in other areas of my life, like constantly having to eat out because I never had any food prepared at home and stuff, and just my savings are still way too accessible, so it was easy to just put the money in the savings and plug it right back out if ever I needed something I couldn't afford. So in terms of my weight, after my weight gain plan video, I had actually already gained a couple of kgs just from eating anything other than just like a packet of sweets in the morning, and I weighed 50 kgs, so there was still room for improvement, but I'd still gained some weight. The problem is, after my first attempt with all the food that I had planned to eat, like the Jamie Oliver stuff, I hated it all.
The prawns taste nice, but I keep biting down on pomegranates, and this for me just tastes like if perfume was edible, this is what it would taste like.
I hated all of that food and I had no follow-up plan, so it wasn't very long before I just fell back into my old eating habits, and actually for a short while in this journey I lost weight again. I weighed about 47 kgs at the worst. Considering everything, the main things that I took out of the last 6 months, and really those 2 kind of fails, is that I didn't do a very good job of setting measurable goals. I didn't actually end up achieving any of my goals because there was just no planning or structure. There was nothing that I could measure subjectively to say that I'd succeeded. Really, without planning, structure, deadlines, subjectively measurable things, you're really not going to get very far because it is the easiest way down procrastination route. And that brings me on to my next challenge. Over the next 21 days, I will be attempting to structure my life and form good habits. And why 21 days? 21 days is actually the scientifically proven amount of time it takes for you to form a habit. After collating some information from a variety of sources about successful people's habits, and just like considering my own needs for personal development, I've come up with a morning and night routine. I've also come up with a new weight goal. So over the next 21 days, I will be attempting to wake up at 5:30 every day and follow a strict morning routine. I will be attempting to go to bed at 11 o'clock every day. This is after following a strict nighttime routine. I will also be attempting to gain 0.5 kgs of weight a week. That's obviously 1.5 kilograms over 21 days. I will be doing this by having 2,200 calories a day, and I'll track this obviously through MyFitnessPal. I'll also be aiming to try and exercise a minimum of 3 times a week. That's every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday. I'm planning to bullet journal, so that will be for tracking whether I'm actually doing each one of these things and achieving them every day, and just noting down things like whether I achieve them and if I don't and why not. So as if that's not enough, I'm also going to create a set of rules for myself as well. I am not going to be allowed to eat any sweets or chocolate. I'm only going to allow myself a maximum of 2 hours of screen time per day. That includes phone calls, phone pickups like checking emails, and definitely social media. Just to make sure that I stick to this, I'm going to be using Moment, an app which basically just detects every time you pick up your phone how long you're on it for and what you use your phone for as well, and it will tell you your daily usage at the end of the day. So I'm going to keep that at 2 hours maximum a day. Just to give you guys an idea of how difficult that's going to be for me, I currently average at about 7 or 8 hours a day on my phone. And of course at the end of the whole thing we'll sum it all up together and see what we're going to keep, what we're going to change, what worked really well and what didn't, just so you guys can learn from it as well. Some of these things have obviously proven difficult for me in the past for so many different reasons, but as was so well put by Will Smith on the gram, thank you for gracing us by the way, Will Smith, self-discipline is the definition of self-love. I have to be able to say to myself, I love you too much to let you do this to yourself. Just getting rid of those immediate pleasures like hitting the snooze button for another 5 minutes, or grabbing that extra packet of sweets, or spending an extra few minutes on your phone. Just giving up all those things and choosing things that work in your best interest instead. I don't know how many habits your brain can form in one 21-day period, but here's to choosing good habits, self-love and self-discipline. That's all I have for you guys today. So I'll see you guys next Sunday for the next installment, but just remember that whatever it is you're doing, enjoy yourself, make the most of it, and I'll see you later. Bye!